Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $5 a month. Also check out the new third wave of the third wave merchandise, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So Cardano right now is still working on the third wave of this 1-to-1-2 setup, and the target for that is still at 85.8 cents. So the market is still going up, which is normal. I mean, I literally told you that it's gonna go up like weeks ago, and of course nobody believed me, but it is what it is. And right now, I mean, like I said, this is the target, and by the looks of it, we already have a 1, 2, 3 setup on the chart. I don't know if the fourth wave is already in. I don't think it is. I think we're still working on the third wave, and maybe we'll get some kind of other high, and then we'll get a short correction. Don't expect this correction to take too long. Maybe this was the correction right here. And then after that, we'll need a fifth wave up, which will be the fifth wave of the small third wave right here. And that's expected to get to 85.8 cents, like I said. Now, of course, that's the minimum target. Could it overextend? Well, yes, but is it going to? I have no idea, but I don't really want to see that. I kind of want to see a fourth wave move down after that and then a fifth wave move up. Now, before I talk about that, I also have to mention that we got above the bull market support band, which is very, very good. We also got above the 200-day moving average, which is also great. So yeah, by the looks of it, I mean, the low could be in, but like I said, until we actually get a 5 wave to the upside, I cannot confirm that the low is in. And right now we only have this 1-2-1-2 setup, and we are working on the third wave of the third wave. So this is what we're waiting for right now. We're waiting to form the main third wave of this 1-2 setup. The target for that, let's say it's around about 89 cents, maybe 90 cents. Before getting a fourth wave move down and then a fifth wave move up. And once we get these 5 waves, I will finally be able to confirm that the low right here is in and that we're heading in a third wave of the third wave. So that's why we have the t-shirts. And speaking of the third wave of the third wave, I will talk about that as well. First, however, I have to talk about the bull market support band because, as you can see, the green line is approaching the red line, and this is very, very bullish because this means that maybe in the next couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 1 week, if the price continues going up, we could get a cross on the bull market support band. And I don't know if you were around, when we had the previous cross on the bull market support band, but I was making videos back here and I told you that once we get a cross on the bull market support band like we did right here, the market will most likely explode after that. Of course, nobody believed me, and of course the market did not explode, exactly after getting the cross. However, if you look at what happened, right here, it went up like 300%. And why was I saying that we could go up after the cross? Because that's exactly what we did over here after getting the bear market low. We had a cross on the bull market support band. Cardano during that time was, still below the bull market support band, and then we just went up and we stayed above the bull market support band until we finished 5 waves up, and well, we went down after that. And well, I mean, we had this exact same pattern multiple times, even in the previous cycle. It happened so many times. It happened right here, as you can see, we had a cross and then the price just exploded. Even right here we had a cross and the price, well, it went up, but then we had a pandemic drop. But you could say that it could have continued going up, and I think it would have gone up if it weren't for this right here. So it's the exact same thing every single time, and people are still confused for some reason. I mean, that's why I'm so bullish on Cardano. It's because the chart is really easy to predict if you actually look at it for longer than 5 minutes. I mean, we're still in the exact same uptrend that we were in the previous cycle. It's the exact 1-2-1-2 setup. It's pretty much the exact same setup. I've been talking about the setup every single day for the past, well, I think 270 days at this point. And well, yeah, we're still waiting to get above the trend line right here, just like we did in the previous cycle. And also, I want to compare this move that's happening right now with what happened in the previous cycle in the second 1-2 setup exactly right here. As you can see, during this time, I mean, Cardano was in between the bull market support band for many, many months. And then we had a big pump which put us above the bull market support band, and then after that we had a cross. However, please look at what happened before getting the cross. We actually had a correction, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen again, but we kind of need this to happen again because after we form 5 waves on the short term, that will complete the first wave of the third wave right here. And what comes after a first wave up? A second wave down, and that's gonna be the perfect time to do something like we did over here. Now, of course, don't expect it to take too long, and probably not longer than a week if I were, to be honest. I mean, it's probably not gonna take longer than that. And then after that, we could get the third wave of the third wave of the third wave. And as you know, my target for the third wave of the third wave right here, which is this right here, is the 1.618 of this 1-2 setup, and that is at $3.50. So obviously, I mean, that's what we are waiting for right now. And well, the market is still going up, yes, but this is not an altcoin season. And I mean, yes, Bitcoin dominance did drop like 2%, but this is not enough to confirm that the Bitcoin dominance top is already in, and we could always just, go to 66% first and then drop. Now, are we gonna do that? Probably not. I think the top could already be in, especially when you look at the Ethereum chart. It's already at $2,400. It's above the bull market support band, I believe, or almost above the bull market support band. It's about to having crossed the bull market support band. Also, it's above the moving average on the weekly chart on the RSI. So I think the low is in. I don't think Bitcoin dominance is getting to 66%. However, if you look at what happened, a couple of years ago after Ethereum got a nice pump like we did right now, we actually found, resistance at the bull market support band, and we actually went down before, well, this was obviously bear market, so you cannot really compare this move that took like years to what's going to happen right now because, well, it was a bear market and right now we're in the middle of a bull market. However, I am expecting, at least in the short term, to get some type of correction. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get it right now because it's probably going to continue going higher, maybe until it's like at $2,000-$3,000 or so, but then at some point it's going to have to cool off, and don't expect a huge correction, obviously, but do expect a correction because, I mean, as you know, coins do not go up for, forever. They need to, get corrections on the way up, and that's how they usually go up. So yeah, we're still waiting for that, but the Ethereum low is most likely already in. And yeah, that's all you need to know about this. Now, going back to the Cardano chart, our next target is the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high. Once we get above this, I think Cardano is gonna explode. And why is this level important? Because this is exactly where we found resistance in the previous cycle, and also it's exactly where we got rejected about, let's see, 7 times in this cycle so far. So this is an important level, and it's important that we break above this. Now, I mean, the first 1-2 setup here, I mean, we could get rejected at the 618 again, and that would be okay, but the second wave move down has to hold support levels, and then we could start the third wave of the third wave. And this is pretty much it about the weekly chart. At least we are also above the moving average right here, which is good. As you know, I told you this maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe even months ago. Once Cardano breaks above the moving average and once it actually retests it, that's when we actually get a big wave move to the upside. I mean, that's exactly what we did right here, and that's exactly what we did right here. So right now we're waiting for a retest of the moving average. I don't think it's going to happen right now because we don't have 5 waves up. However, after we complete these 5 waves, I think it will be the perfect time to retest the moving average and then, use it as support like we did right here, and even in the previous cycle. If you look, it's the exact same setup. I'm gonna look for it. I think it was, yeah, right here. We pretty much, tested it. You can't really see it, but we tested it during that time. And yeah, after that we had a bounce. So this is what we need to do right now. Even here we tested it. Of course, it was not really a test, but we did go down, and maybe we actually got to it because this correction was pretty deep, as you can see, but we just did not close, the weekly wick to it because we had a bounce during the week, and that put the price back up. Anyways, I hope you understand what I'm saying. And well, I mean, it's still good. I mean, I don't even understand what you want me to say. I mean, we're still waiting for the altcoin season, and no, the altcoin season has not started yet, in my opinion, even though YouTubers probably want to tell you that. I mean, Bitcoin dominance is only down like 2%. The market is going up only because Bitcoin is going up. And I mean, speaking of Bitcoin going up, I called this move like, I think almost 2 months ago, and nobody believed me. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we are in a left translated cycle like people want to believe. I don't think the top is in. I think we're just getting started, and I think Bitcoin is still getting to about $250,000 by the end of the year. That has always been my prediction ever since we were down here at like 50K, And of course, people called me crazy back then, and they still call me crazy, but I think it's actually a pretty realistic prediction for this cycle. And it's actually a pretty low prediction in my opinion, because when you compare this to what happened in the previous couple of cycles before this cycle, I mean, 250k does not really sound that crazy, but that's just my opinion. And yeah, also, if you have not watched yesterday's video, I don't even know if I said this in yesterday's video, but we have a target for the fifth wave of the main third wave on the Bitcoin chart. It's between the 1.414 extension of the third wave and the fourth wave down, and the 200% extension. So I think we'll get somewhere between $126,000 and $157,000 in the next couple of weeks. Yes, in the next couple of weeks. I still think the summer drop is gonna happen. Now, maybe it's not gonna happen in this cycle. I really don't know, to be honest. I don't really have a crystal globe, but I mean, based on what happened in the previous 3 cycles, maybe we just get to this region, you know, by the end of the second week of June, and then we get a fourth wave move down, which puts us back to 100k, and then we go up again at the end of the year, and that puts us somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000. And I mean, that's my prediction. Now, if you also want my Cardano prediction, I mean, I still believe that it will most likely top somewhere between $5 to $8. I mean, that has always been my prediction as well. I've been saying that since Cardano was right here at like 28 cents. And I'm gonna keep saying it. And I mean, so far, Cardano, you know, it's not doing too bad. It has been in the top 10 crypto on CoinMarketCap for many years. So at some point, I mean, of course it's gonna go up. Obviously, that's not financial advice. But if it keeps staying in top 10, then maybe it's just gonna stay there. And maybe once Bitcoin gets to all-time highs, and, you know, once Ethereum finally starts outperforming it, that's when Cardano finally starts going up. But like I said before that, we need to get a cross on the bull market support band, and that's exactly what we're waiting for right now. Also, I need to talk about ADA Bitcoin for a second. As you can see, it's not really going up that much. So Bitcoin dominance is only going up right now. Well, actually, it's only going down right now because of Ethereum and not because of Cardano. However, if you remember what I said when I last talked about ADA Bitcoin, I mean, it's in a 1-2 setup like it was in the previous cycle, which means that right now we are waiting for this move. And the target for that, well, my target for the ADA Bitcoin chart for this cycle is the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup, because that's exactly where ADA Bitcoin went to in the previous cycle. In the fifth wave, it got exactly to the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup before starting to go down. So I think this is what we're doing right now as well. I think it's pretty much the exact same pattern. Now, are we going to break this previous all-time high? Probably not, but I mean, who knows? I mean, we will only break it if Cardano does really well. Is it gonna do really well? I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see for that. And yeah, we're still waiting for this to go up and also to get a cross right here as well. A cross is very important on this chart as well. I mean, even here, after we had a cross, yes, we did go lower, but then we had a big bounce. And this is what we're waiting for right now. So yes, I know you are excited, but it's gonna take maybe another week or 2 weeks until we actually get a major move, in my opinion. Of course, during this time, the market should continue going up. If it doesn't, it's not really gonna matter because we're gonna have a cross on the bull market support band anyways. So I mean, right now it's just a waiting game. I mean, we could even drop back to 50 cents and it's still gonna be fine because the cross on the bull market support band will happen even faster because the red line will do something like this and the green line will do something like this. So I mean, things are actually looking very good. I don't think the market is gonna drop right now, but who knows? And yeah, like I said, please be prepared for anything, because anything that can happen will happen. So yeah, that's all you need to know. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $5 a month. Also check out the third wave of the third wave merchandise. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.